Hey, big head.
Now you're at Bear Creek. And what type of student were you when you transferred to Bear Creek? Were you still kind of more on the academic side, or I know you did a little bit of wrestling, so would you consider yourself more of an athlete? Were you popular, or what would you put yourself?
I don't know. So I at Chavez, it was really easy to keep everything kind of together. You know, I performed really well, like in school, doing academics and doing like athletic extracurriculars and stuff. And then when I got to Bear Creek, I kind of just like did not care anymore about a lot of stuff. And so I graduated, definitely, but I think it was because at Chavez, it was a block schedule. So it was already, I was getting more credits because I was taking for a whole year, I was taking 8 classes instead of at Bear Creek, you just take 6 for the year.
Right.
So I had extra credits going into Bear Creek, and I'm really grateful for those because otherwise I don't know if I would have graduated. But
why do you think it kind of went downhill when you made the transfer? Was it the environment? Was it Bear Creek itself? Was it just a point in your life where you were just like, you're kind of exhausted, or what?
So to understand, there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of just like cross, stuff that happened. And so I was, and I was sexually assaulted when I was still at Chavez. And there was, when I was in that relationship, I was raped by somebody else. And like, I never told that person that I was with. I really never told anyone about it. I kind of just like went through my life, kind of what I talked about with my mom, just kind of do what you got to do. And so I kept that mentality. And my way of like medicating myself was smoking weed and like staying in my room and not really dealing with people. And so I had like a certain person that I portrayed to everybody on the outside, but like on the inside, I felt like I was really just hurting all the time. And by the time I was at Bear Creek, I kind of was like, I get to be whoever I want to be now. I don't know any of these people. The only person I knew was like my little brother and 3 of my cousins who went there. But other than that, they were all new people, a completely new district. My brother was actually mad that I came to school because he kind of, he was making his own name for himself, I guess. He didn't want his older sister cramping his style, I guess, Hey,
little brother. Hi, little brother.
I know. Yeah, he was just kind of like,
So, yeah. Would you like to speak on the rape or the, molested thing? Would you like to touch on that, or did you want to leave that part alone?
I guess what I'll say, because it's really in depth, and I don't really want to out that. I don't really want to bring. I don't know who's going to watch this, and I don't really want to shame people. Not the person, but anyone else around that person, and. So I'd rather not speak to it like that, but I would say that it caused a lot of harm because it was an assault that happened on 2 separate occasions. I was 2 different ages completely. So like when they say like a perpetrator, like it doesn't always look like, obviously somebody you don't know. It doesn't. There's a lot of the times it's somebody that you know, and a lot of the times it's somebody that you, to a degree, trust. And for me, I think that it completely like smashed the trust I had in a lot of people and in myself, because I had to go to therapy, for it, and it was one of those things where I felt like I could have done this and I could have done that and I could have asked for help after and I could have, done these things. And so I beat myself up with that for a long time, and have had to practice a lot of forgiveness and for me, and I've had to to a degree, like practice forgiveness for that other person. So I don't carry hate around, about the situation. And, you know, and I've seen this person since, and since then he had to do it even more intensive therapy and stuff too. But if anybody is, you know, watching and has experienced this, like I want to say, like, it's so normal to like beat yourself up, but you are more precious than you could ever fathom. And I want to say to whoever is listening, that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to go to therapy and talk about it if that's the only place that you feel safe. For me, it was like the only place I felt safe enough to talk about with another person, because they weren't tied at all to you know, that person that I you know, did that. And so yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say about that. It's touchy. I think there's a lot of facets to it.
Yeah, but. For sure. Mm-hmm. And my hat goes off to you. Unfortunately, I've realized as I've gotten older that's actually more common than not. A lot of the women that I've encountered say they have been molested by either relatives or friends and stuff like that. And it just blows my mind, because I'm thinking it's what you see on TV. You know, you don't think it's so close to home until you actually ask those questions. And since I've been asking those questions, it just blows me the amount of people that says, yeah, I've been.
Most women, especially, most women that I have had relationships with, that I have had friendships with, have experienced some sort of assault on their bodies in some way, shape, or form. And that's tragic. And then felt like it was their fault, you know, or felt that they should have done something to stop it. And then what that does too is it creates like a culture of women like not protecting each other, because we're not talking about it either. You know, we're just kind of suppressing it. And then, you know, then you get generations like, you know, my mom and older calling young girls fast when it happened to them too.
Right.
You know, and you get a lot of that happening. And you can call a little girl fast and tell her to put some clothes on, but you're not saying why, or you're not like helping them understand like the severity of what they're talking about, you know? So
I hear you. That's deep. That's deep. You're such a powerful person though, to keep, like you said, just to keep it moving, but you're not blowing past it. You know, you're also addressing the issue as well. So,
well, I think I suppressed it for a long time.
Of course. I mean, that's normal at first, but as long as you're, like you said, that you are aware that there's a problem there, then that's the first step to, you know, fixing that problem. So yeah, my hat's off to you. That's beautiful.